Hey folks, and welcome to Subjective Thoughts. And our comic for today is Robin and Batman, issue 1 of 3 by DC. Now there is fighting, beating, blood, knives, gangs, meat, and sewers in this one. So if you are in any way squeamish, you have been warned. Also, spoilers. Alright, I will leave a picture here with the list of everyone who's worked on this. This is, though, written by Jeff Lemire, which I don't know if I read anything by him before, but I have heard of his name. So, well, unless I remember otherwise, this was the first Jeff Lemire story that I read. Comic story, yeah. So this is the first one. I have to say, up until I was about to film this video now, I didn't even notice the title was Robin and Batman. I just said Batman and Robin automatically. So, interesting. Alright, so in this story, we have Batman training a young Dick Grayson. Looks like here it's shortly after he took him in. And now, in the start of the story, we have Grayson narrating. Dick is narrating, you know, talking how, you know, this whole thing with Batman, he thought it was going to be like a hero's quest, like a dream. But instead it's a nightmare. And all that, so that's the beginning. Batman is testing Dick. That sounded bad. He's testing him to see if he can go out with missions with him. And he's fighting this gang. And they're stealing meat. Up until I read further, I couldn't understand, were they carrying bodies? I couldn't figure out what that was. It was all like wrapped bodies. Well, in a sense, they were. Right. So he's fight. He has the earpiece. Batman is also telling him things. You know, like look out. Things don't seem to go not so well there for a second. And you know, Batman's like, okay, abort mission. I'm taking you out of there. He's grabbed by a goon. He starts choking him. And then Batman throws a flash grenade. Yeah. And then Dick manages to knock them out. And, well, then that's it. Yeah, he beats up the rest of them. Dick Grayson does. And then Batman arrives in the Batmobile. And he's like, Robin tells him, see, I could handle it. And then Batman says, no, you couldn't. He pulls out a batarang, throws it. And behind Dick, there's another goon that's about to attack him with a knife. Anyway, he takes him home. Bruce is mad at him, telling him he's not ready yet. They come back into the Batcave. Alfred's there, you know, asking, so how did it go? Obviously not very well. And Bruce tells him, that's it, you know, you're not coming to missions with me. You failed, you didn't handle yourself well enough. Dick is obviously very frustrated and just storms out. Then Bruce and Albert talk. And you know, it's Alfred, sorry. Bruce and Alfred talk. And you know, Bruce tells him, I know what you're about to say, Alfred. Yeah, because Bruce tells Dick, you know, you're acting like a child, you're having a tantrum, you're not ready to go with me. And yeah, Bruce, he is a child. I mean, shit, how old is he even here? Like 8, 9? I mean, no, maybe more. Maybe like 10. It's based on what they say later. So yeah, back in his, Robin goes to his room. But I think, anyway, we move on to... Oh, wait, before that. Alfred and Bruce, you know, talk about how, you know, he brought him there to train him. He's not ready. Anyway, Bruce is acting a bit pissy. He tells Alfred he's gonna work, you know, bring him his dinner. He's gonna work in the Batcave. Next day, we have more narration with Dick. He's in school, you know, tired, obviously, to running around the whole night. I mean, shit, how did the Robins manage that and also went to school? I mean, Bruce could probably sleep in a little bit. You know, it didn't have, no, I mean, he had jobs to do, but he could probably sleep in. I mean, what did the kids do? I'm surprised the Robins weren't homeschooled instead. But yes, anyway. Yeah, he's thinking about the past, you know, about his parents, about the costume. I wonder how his parents die in this story, because now it looks like this is, I don't know what this is supposed to be. Is this supposed to be like a retelling of Dick Grayson's origin or what? Because I have a reprint of the original, you know, the Robin Boy Wonder. And things obviously don't go the same. And Dick Grayson is thinking, you know, how happy, well, not happy, but, you know, at least he's not alone now anymore. He's got Bruce. He's got, well, I don't know if he still yet considers him family here. But yes, anyway, school ends. It goes out, and he's thinking, oh, maybe Bruce, because if Bruce is going to come and pick him up from school, that means they're going to do a mission together. But Alfred's the one who picks him up, so Dick is disappointed. Anyway, they drive back, and you know, he's talking to Alfred. You know, just saying, apologizing, because Alfred's like, I'll try not to take it personally, then you don't look too happy to see me. And Dick, you know, is telling him, well, maybe this is all a test. He wants to see my determination. But then Alfred tells him, I don't think so, because he told me to destroy your costume. Now, in the beginning, I'll show you later, he doesn't have a costume like this one. He has a different one. It's, yeah, anyway, you'll see. So he, obviously, Dick is very upset. It's like, it was my costume. And he storms out to the car, and, you know, Alfred's like, you know, maybe wait, maybe in a few years, you know, train some more, and obviously Dick doesn't want to hear it. So he goes to his room. Now, while he was in school, he was doodling a costume, so he makes this costume here. And then he starts to follow, and then he goes, and now we move to Bruce. Also, in the beginning, while he was, you know, talking to Dick, he said, you don't see the whole picture, you're not focused. And Bruce tells us how he also wasn't focused and didn't see the whole picture. Because why are these goons, why is this gang stealing meat? They're attacking meat trucks, you know, why? And he's like, they were carrying food. They weren't stealing meat, they were stealing food. You'll see it because it's in the beginning page, but there's a bit of a, you know, when Dick is talking about the monster. So on the side, I was like, is that Croc? It is. So Bruce follows them into the sewer. Dick is following Bruce, surprised that Bruce hasn't noticed him yet. And so he goes down, he loses Batman for a bit. You know, looking, he's like, what are the goons doing there? And suddenly he turns around and Croc's behind him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Croc, has to be. You know, like, fucking big. Croc is fucking big. And he's like, hey kid, you know, are you lost? Then Croc gets, you know, he's a Robin, Dick's tries to punch him. Come on, Dick. Honestly, honey, you don't match for him. Come on, be logical. Batsy may have a point. But then, obviously, Croc grabs him. And he seems to get very angry at his costume. He's like, where did you get that costume? Which was interesting, really. He's genuinely angry. Which I found weird. And I asked him again, and then he throws him at the wall. Great plan, Croc. When you need information from someone, just throw him as hard as you can against the wall. Maybe that'll crack their skull and they'll die. Oh wait, that's not a good plan. What are you gonna do? He's about to go at him again, but then Batman appears. You know, stay away from him. He throws a batarang and grabs him. It grabs his hand, and he starts to pull him away from Robin. Then Croc turns, grabs Batman, he punches him. He also throws him a bit. Dick yells, "Look out!" I don't understand really that moment if he did something. I think maybe he managed to claw at Croc's eyes or something like that. It's a little unclear. But then Croc retreats, and Dick approaches Bruce and is like, are you okay? And obviously Bruce is angry that he followed him and all that. And Dick's like, well, aren't we gonna go after him? And Batman's like, broken ribs, we're going back home. I don't know, did he mean that Croc broke his ribs, or did he mean Robin's ribs are broke? It's kind of hard to tell, because none of them seem to be clutching themselves, and like, ugh. I don't know. They drive back to the Batcave. Alfred's there waiting. He's like, oh dear, what happened? And Bruce is all angry. How did he slip past you with a costume like that? To be fair, Bruce, dearie, you have quite a big mansion. Is it really that hard to believe that Robin would have been able to just slip by Alfred? I mean, you don't live in a one-bedroom apartment, dear. So it seems like it'll be quite easy. Unless he told Alfred to watch him like a hawk. I mean, Alfred has other stuff to do. Anyway, Robin says, well, I thought this was a test. I thought you were testing me to see my determination. And it's like, no, it wasn't. And and then he shows him, he made him a costume. A different one, similar to this, but different. Like, I made you this costume, and he's like, oh, Robin, it was my family's, the Flying Graces. Because when Dick is doodling in school, he's thinking of, all sorts of names, or maybe a darker costume, a darker name, too. And he also mentions Nightwing there. And then he says, so this thing his mom used to call him. I wonder if she used to call him Robin. Maybe. Anyway, and Dick gets very angry because he's like, the only way you could have found out about this is if you looked through my diary. He writes a journal. And Bruce says, we can't have any secrets. I was like, Bruce, come on. Really, man? You have a lot of secrets you don't tell the kid. Can't he have a few of his own? Reading the diary? Come on. I wonder if that's something Batman, in older versions would actually do. I don't know. So, Dick just storms out of there. And, as he's storming out, Bruce says, this was a present. I thought you'd be happy. Yeah, that's now thinking about it. Well, anyway, Dick goes back to his room. He rips out the page in his journal, crying. And then we get the same monologue from the beginning. And as it goes, we see Croc going to the old a circus. Circus is still there, where Dick used to be with his parents. And he goes there, and he goes by a big tank, and that's where he used to be, like a young version of Croc. And we see that he is looking, and the Graysons are passing by, you know, his mom, his dad, Dick on his dad's shoulders. And then he goes to where, you know, where they did their stunts, the Flying Graysons. And then you see a poster for them and he rips it. And that's it, it ends. So, looks like in this one he has a connection to... I don't know, to be fair, I don't know Croc's origins exactly. Well, exactly, not at all, actually. So I have no idea how Croc was even created. See, well, obviously in the original he wasn't, because in the original issue, Gangsters, if I remember, caused his parents' death. They cut some ropes, and that's why his parents died. So yeah, that's it. That was the story. Before I conclude, I'll show you the art. I love this art style. I love the cover, and I love the art inside. Alright, so this is the art inside. This is, you can see the monologue. Yeah, you see, that's where I looked and I was like, it's probably Croc. I love this art style. It's so pretty, and the colors are just great. This is my kind of shit. Alright, that's it. I can't show you any more because it's really new. But yeah, there's his costume. You can see it's, pants and this sort of jacket. And then, of course, a mask. And these are the goons that are... You see, it kind of looked like a body at first, but now it's meat. There we go. Yeah, so I love this art style. It's beautiful. This is my kind of shit. I really dig this. Look at that print. Oh, lovely. So I have no complaints about the art. This is the kind of art I love. There we go. That's all I can show you. Right. So now to conclude the story. So this was, well, this was pretty interesting. I did like reading it, especially loved the art, going through it. But it's also, I'm kind of wondering, like, why was this even written? What are they trying to tell here? Is this like Dick Grayson's point of view on after Batman adopts him? Again, I haven't read yet that much Batman. But I'm wondering if that's really how their dynamic worked. I'm just thinking to the animated cartoon of Batman the animated series, and his relationship there with, it was Tim Drake, I think, that was Robin that was with him at the time. And how it wasn't like this with Tim Drake. I mean, I know that, if I understand, Batman took Grayson in so he wouldn't become like him. But it's, I mean, I don't remember how old he was. I think he was also this young, but just, yeah, to go from the first issue where, obviously a different time, but still, where he trusted, you know, Dick and taught him things, to hear, you know, giving him tests and going through his diary and everything. I don't know, somehow just feels weird. I was like, it's not how Batman would act. Like, you think Batman would be more understanding to this, you know, being as he went through almost exactly the same thing. If, of course, if Dick Grayson's parents are still murdered in this one. Right? I guess we'll get to that in later issues, because it wasn't mentioned here. But I don't know, like Alfred said, you think he'd show more sympathy, a little more leniency. Again, I get it, Bruce has a lot of experience in fighting. He knows, you know, obviously in comparison, he does know best when Dick's gonna be ready for this, but still. You think he wouldn't be so stubborn and about this? Again, I've seen how Batman is, but I don't know, you'd think he wouldn't be like this towards Dick Grayson. He would understand more, you know, try to... not compromise with him, but maybe, you know, be a little more gentle about it, perhaps, in some ways. Again, I understand, you know, why Bruce would do this. He doesn't want to send him there when he's, you know, out focused, when he's too cocky. But I don't know. It's just felt a bit weird. But again, it was interesting. I'm considering picking up the second issue to see how it continues, but I don't know. It's just, you know, all these modern, these modern stories, as they start going to so many different directions, I think, you know, like going from this point of view and then changing that and changing this, and just, it becomes so fucking confusing, honestly. Also, Batman asked Gordon to release the goons as well, so you can follow them. Forgot to mention that. So yeah, I don't know. It's like all these changes, like the Robin and Batman. Does this mean they're gonna see how he became Robin? Like a change? Is this supposed to be like a new origin story? Another perspective? Did we need one? I don't know. It's just what I'm thinking of. I don't know to describe it. This honestly feels like it's unnecessary. I did enjoy it. It is intriguing to continue, but this whole thing in itself just feels like it's unnecessary. You know, you're gonna read it and forget about it in like a week. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. After reading this, I think I'll debate if to really bother to continue, even. But yeah, overall, I think it's pretty interesting. You know, if you like some Batman and Robin, you might enjoy this. If you like that kind of art style, you'll really dig this. But I would almost, again, you know, read something for yourself. I do need to mention that a little more. This is just purely my opinion. You should always, I think, try reading something for yourselves to see if you like it or not. But I don't know. But I just want to say maybe this one's not even necessary. I think I'm gonna, from now on, just not buy too many new Batman issues and all that. Because, you know, if it's gonna keep changing and become more confusing with time, then, sorry, that was my grandmother. My great-grandmother. Alright, so that is it, folks. So let me know what you think of this one. Did you read it? Did you like it? Did you read the whole thing? No spoilers, of course. And that is it. Till next time, remember, collect what you're passionate about and share it on YouTube. And if you ever visit Croc, bring a lot of meat.